Now, remember, when you sell anything, the first reaction of everyone who doesn't know you would be not interested. Like, it was a very famous debate between Jordan Belfort and Grant Cardone. If you are in sales, you know what I'm talking about. Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street, and Grant Cardone, they had a podcast together. Jordan Belfort invited Grant Cardone to his house for a podcast. That was in 2019, probably August 2019, and August, September, somewhere around the line. This podcast became very, very famous because it was kind of a wrestle between them with words. It was a wrestle of words. So, what exactly happened? They both are each other's competitors, right? They are competitors. So, this was a kind of competition rather than a podcast, friendly podcast. The friendly podcast became aggressive a little bit, verbally aggressive from the Grant Cardone side. And Jordan was calm in that interview. Everyone saw that. And Jordan kept asking questions. And Grant Cardone, at one moment of time over there, he said, no interest is the level of interest. When Jordan said that if they are not interested, they are not interested, and Grant Cardone said, no interest is the level of interest. Let's look at this clip.
So if you're a salesman, a young salesman out in the field, let's say you're selling
Yeah.
insurance,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And let's say you knock on someone's door and say, I'm not interested in insurance.
I understand.
Would you keep pushing and pushing and pushing?
No, I totally understand. But I don't believe that they're not interested is an interest level.
Okay.
Not interested is better than before you hit that door and they said they weren't interested. Not interest. No interest is a level of interest.
Okay.
Like if I have no coffee in my house, I'm talking about coffee.
Okay.
Zero, none is a quantity.
No interest is the level of interest. That's what Grant Cardone says. So now people laughed at him, people made fun of him. But if we analyze great sales teachers like Brian Tracy, they also say that people will actually tell you they are not interested. So Grant Cardone was actually not wrong. It was perceived in a wrong way, but he was not wrong. No interest is the level of interest. By this comment, what he meant was he gives example of his wife, that when he met his wife for the first time before getting married, she was not interested in him at all for 13 months. She was not interested in him at all. And he called her every month, over and over again. And after 13 months, she eventually got interested in him. And then they dated and then they got married. So he said, had he listened to his wife's first not interested or first no, he would never have had married her. He would never have had the life that he has right now. So I kind of respect this when he says that no interest is the level of interest. Let me give you an example. Before you introduced yourself, they did not know about you, right? Now you told them about your services. Now they they say we are not interested, but at least they know about you. So that's the level of interest he's talking about. So instead of people laughing at Grant Cardone, they should appreciate what he said. He is using his experience. His experience has really worked well for him. And I'm not disagreeing with Jordan. I appreciate both of them. Jordan said that no interest is a level of interest. Of course, when you are sure that this person is not interested in your services, forget about it. Leave. So he's right as well. But I kind of agree with both here that sometimes no interest is the level of interest. And when the customer says, I'm not interested, so Brian Tracy teaches to handle this situation in a different manner. He says, I know you are not interested, and that's exactly why I'm calling. And when I heard this, I was like, wow. See, Grant Cardone was not wrong. You call, you're doing cold calling, and the customer, the prospect says, sorry, we are not interested. This is exactly why I'm calling. Because I haven't shown to you the features of this thing. Give me a few seconds. Let me explain what these features are, and then you can decide if you really are interested or not. Now, see, not interested has become a level of interest. So yes, it can move in your favor. It can move in your favor. So the first reaction of a customer, especially in cold calling, especially when you are meeting with a stranger, you're talking to a new person, will always be not interested or no. So don't get disappointed. Don't get disappointed. Say, this is exactly why I'm calling. And how would you be interested? Of course, I agree with you. When somebody says, I'm not interested, you say, I totally agree with you. How would you be interested when I haven't shown you how beneficial this thing is for your life? Can you give me a few seconds and let me show you how useful this is for you? Or another way is, the person says, I'm not interested, sorry. I totally agree with you. Now this person will be astonished a little bit that why he agrees with me right now. I have said I'm not interested and he agrees with me. And you say, yes, I agree with you. You are not interested. And best of our clients, they were not interested with that what we offer. But when I showed them these 3 points, they immediately became interested. They would say, what? Now you have developed the curiosity. The curiosity has developed, and now this person is curious, and now he wants to know what 3 features. IDA model, and along with that, you agree. When somebody says, I'm not interested, you agree. You say, I agree with you, you are not interested. How would you be agreed? How would you agree to me when I haven't explained to you this thing? Or, or you can say, I agree with you. Some of the best clients we had the exact same answer until I showed them these 2 points, or until I showed them these 3 points. Now you're ready for your presentation. So don't ever get discouraged or disappointed by this comment of a prospect that I'm not interested. Just try another answer and see if they really are the prospect. Sometimes you will be surprised they are the prospects. So that's how you actually handle the situation of not interested. No interest is a level of interest. Yes, no interest is the level of interest. I kind of agree with Grant Cardone, and I feel bad for him how things went wrong when he said that in that podcast.